Hello and welcome back. What we are going to be looking at today is reviews and testimonials. Very, very, very powerful stuff indeed. And the main reason for that is building trust, okay? Without trust, without our customers trusting us, they will never make a purchase. And a key statistic for you to know, this will probably be in the assessment too, so you might like to write it down, is that people are 10 times more likely to trust somebody else than they are us. Okay, so we're sending a sales message and it's reinforced by somebody else by a testimonial. They are 10 times more likely to believe that than if it's just us giving our sales patter. So, they increase your credibility, they make customers more loyal, they improve click-through rates on your website. But the question is, how do we get them? Okay, so how do we actually get these testimonials? We know they're powerful, we know they're going to make our customers more loyal and get us more click-throughs and increase trust and build loyalty, but how do we get them? Well, there are some steps that we need to follow, and to be exact, there are 7.5 of them. Okay, first step, just ask. Just ask people for testimonials, okay? And it's nerve-wracking at first, I understand that. But if they are a client, a happy one, I promise you, they will give you a testimonial without a problem, okay? Just ask them. Make sure you've got it planned. Don't just go up and say, will you give me a testimonial? You need to have some questions in mind. Okay, so what do you want to get from the testimonial, which we'll cover a bit later on, what makes a good testimonial, but just ask, okay? Don't wait for the honeymoon period to be over. Honeymoon period is when someone becomes a customer and they're very happy with your service and they're all very excited about the new work. Don't wait for that to finish, okay? Time to get the testimonial is when they first become a customer. So, ask them some leading questions, okay? What might leading questions be, I think you might be wondering. So, I'll give you an example, alright? Let's say if I was going to talk to one of you guys, alright, I'll use you in as an example, and I want to get a testimonial about the Skillwise online learning, okay? I might say to you, let's pretend that your name is Jordan. Say, hi Jordan, could you tell me about your experience using the Skillwise Online Learning Academy? Okay? Then I would get an answer from Jordan. I might say, would you say that the Skillwise Learning Academy has helped you in your job role? And if it has, can you tell me how it's helped you? Okay? Can you tell me about a situation where the learning has helped you in the workplace? Okay? Those are the type of questions that I'd be asking, because the answers that I get will be good answers to help me promote my product, alright? If you're using yes or no questions, you're going to get yes or no answers, okay? So if I said, has the Skillwise training been good? And Jordan says yes. Well, even if he does say yes, all I've got is him saying yes, okay? I need a more detailed testimonial. I need him to tell me all about why it's been good. What's happened? What's he done? How's it helped him? Would he recommend it to others? Those are the type of things that I'm looking to get, and the sort of questions that I'd be asking to extrapolate that data from him. Okay. Which of these do you think works better? Okay, so my Mag franchise is a franchise business, and they had these two testimonials. And what do you think worked better? Okay, do you even need me to tell you? Look at them. They were excellent. It was great. Versus my first edition, brackets, 36-page directory, is at the printers and will be ready for distribution at the end of the week. I've invoiced £3,400, which is unbelievable. Some days it can be tough, but it's been great fun. Okay? Which of those is going to make someone more likely to buy into the franchise? It was great, or all that detailed information, exactly how much money, how long the document was. Yeah, it's been tough, but it's been fun, and I've made all this money. Yeah, that one's clearly going to be the winner. Okay. Help make helps make them memorable if they're personal. All right, they've had personal experience and personal problems and what different people have been, then they work better. All right, don't edit them. A couple of reasons why you shouldn't edit them. Number one, you can tell when it's an honest opinion on the page. All right, you can just tell, and they seem real, and they seem genuine, and they can't really be improved on. Also, if you edit them and you don't get someone's permission, you are going to get in some significant trouble, which I wouldn't recommend. Try getting the original problems in. So again, let's say if you are a beauty salon, and the problem that you solve for people is that they don't feel too good about themselves. Maybe they're a bit miserable, and you're going to solve that. You're going to make them look good. They'll look $1 million. They're going to feel really good about themselves, and other customers can relate to that. They feel the same way. They want to feel good. They want to forget about their problems. So if you have a testimonial that says, I was feeling very down, my skin was really dry, and I was embarrassed to go out in public, and you have, I had this amazing treatment, the beauty salon was so friendly to me, they took into account each and every consideration they had, it was very reasonably priced, the service was done very quickly, and at the end I felt absolutely brilliant, I'm so confident. I even went out on the town that night after getting my treatments. Yeah, that's the kind of testimony you're looking for that solves the problem. Here's another example for you. I've been at home for 4 years since my first son Danny was born. My second son Thomas is now 18 months old, and during that time I seemed to lose my sense of identity, problem, and most of my confidence, another problem. No one seemed to know my name, another problem. I was just Danny's mum, reinforcing the problem. I felt like I needed to get back to being me, solving the problem. I learnt about my mag from an article my friend Sandy tore out of a magazine, Personal. It sounded exactly what I could do and wanted to do. A week later, I paid for the NR13 postcode and began my diet of adrenaline and late nights. From somewhere, I drew on confidence, ambition, and focus, solving the problem. Now my first mag is finished, my workload lesson was also been so satisfying to work for myself, and it hasn't been a chore at all, solving the problem, okay? I'm off to buy some funky new clothes with my hard-earned cash, as although my confidence has grown, my bum has shrunk, okay? Solving the problem. So, at the start in the bold, we're identifying the problem, we're making it real, we're relating to people, and at the bottom, we're solving it, we're making it go away, we're talking about how you'll feel when it goes away, what will your emotions be, what will you be able to do when you get rid of that program, yeah? That is real marketing, and getting into that emotion, that will really help you. Focus on what's important. So what USPs do you have? Again, going back to my mag, give you all a little bit of background about my mag. My mag is a franchise business where you buy a particular postcode area of the country, and then you're able to produce the magazine for that area, and you sell space in the magazine to local businesses, and that's how you make your money, by selling that advertising space in the magazine. So if people are interested in writing and they want to run a business from home that generates a decent amount of income, it's a good business for them. You don't need any sales experience to run it. That's a USP. Next day delivery. Okay, that could be a USP. Have the friendliest customer service team. That could be a USP. So what does your business do uniquely? All right. And why would people want to get involved in your business? Try and get them across in the testimonial. What you can do, if you really want to, I don't recommend it because sometimes they're not as good, but if you're pushed for time and you want to get something done, you can write the testimonial for someone, but you have to send it to them and get their approval and tell them that they can edit it if they want to, alright? Please don't just do something and say, I'll just put your name to this, it's been published. That's not going to do you any favours, okay? So if you are going to write them for someone, do make sure that you get their permission, but they will come back quicker to you if you write the testimonial for them. Okay. thank your customers. So, if someone does do a testimonial for you, make sure you thank them, okay? Make sure you make a big fuss of it. I really appreciate you doing that. So glad that you've decided to help us again. They then become part of the team, all right? And they believe more in you, and they've got more personal investment in the brand. And once they have more personal investment in the brand, they won't want to see it fail. They'll want to see it do well, and therefore, they're more on side with you. They're more likely to stay and be a loyal customer. All right, remember what we said. It's 5 times more difficult to get a new customer than it is to keep an old one. So all this stuff is helping you out. Top secret at the bottom. If you handwrite it, it's much more personal, okay? And people believe them more, okay? Even if you are doing stuff online, even using the font that looks a bit more handwritten will do you a lot of favours. If you can get a handwritten one, and it's going out on a postcard or something like that, fantastic. It looks real, looks like the real deal. Something's really gone, someone's gone through the trouble to write this. But, if you can get handwritten on there, definitely works. Okay, so there you've got these ones, and the one on the left could be typed by anyone. If I'm being honest, it's not particularly personal in any way. Whereas the one on the right looks like someone's gone out the way. They've written a testimonial piece. Okay, and even if I am online, all I'd need to do is we'll just recap. So the one on the left is something that's been typed, probably been sent in an email. One on the right has been personally written by someone and sent in. The one on the left, okay, it's not personal, it doesn't mean anything. It could have been written by anyone. Whereas the one on the right looks like a real genuine testimonial that someone has gone through the trouble to write, and it's a lot more effective. Now, even if you have to take a photo of this and use this in your marketing, it's going to be more effective than just typing it up. I would really advocate that. Don't just type them. If you've got photos like this, use them. And we'll come on to talk a little bit later, but even more powerful would be video. Photos. So again, here's a testimonial. Have a little read of it. It's a good testimonial. Okay, it's not the best ever, but it's pretty good. Versus, okay, what's better? Okay, it's clearly this one. It's got her photo. She's a real person. Tells you where she is and where she's from and what her business is. It's got this big reinforced headline, really draws your attention into it and makes you want to read it. Okay, that's why it's a lot better. So if you haven't got handwritten, next best thing is here. Okay. So they'll feel more engaged as they're helping you out. They want to be more of a success. They don't want to be proved wrong, so it will stand their testimonial, become a superstar, much higher chance of staying on. That's what we're touching on really. Once someone gives you a testimonial, these things all come out of it as well. So they're not particular benefits of that testimonial, but once someone gives you one, all of these things here will be reinforced. But worst nightmare, what if the review is bad? What are we going to do about it? Alright, look at this one here, it's terrible. The place is really bad, as described in pretty much every review. I'd like to confirm, yes, there are a few roaches, but also plenty of bed bugs. Roaches will make you crawl up in your sleep, ultimately won't come home with you. They love this hotel. But bed bugs will infest every piece of wood in your house. Be real careful. Okay, so this hotel is obviously not very good. What do you do about that? What I would try and do, if possible, which is not always possible at all, but try and contact the site and try and get it removed. That's your first protocol. If it is on an independent website like Google or TripAdvisor, you will find it difficult to get it resolved. Therefore, you need to get involved in the conversation. You need to apologise. Tell the person you're sorry. Okay? Acknowledge that you've made a mistake. Maintain your professionalism. Show you're trying to offer a professional service. Okay? if we go back to the previous example, and their review after review after review after review saying it's bad, that's, it's not great. That's you're struggling there. You're in a desperate situation. If it's the case that you've got like 90% good and maybe the occasional bad one comes through, and you need to rectify that, I think the majority of people will see that as being real. It's real life. There are problems sometimes, but if you then get involved in the conversation, you show that what you're going to do about it. That can really help you, and people will see that in a positive light. So this is an example of a superstar response. So someone had a bad review about their hotel. I'm just going to read the bit in yellow because that's the bit that really stands out and the big takeaway from this one. So, I was very disappointed to read of your experience during your stay with us. Whilst an apology will regrettably not alter the outcome of your experience on this occasion, I do extend it with all sincerity. I certainly empathise regarding the points you mentioned in your review, especially the noise you experienced in your room and the poor service you received as a result. This is, I think it's meant to say this level of service is certainly acceptable and will be addressed by the concerned party. We've added a note to your guest profile, so you won't be placed by the lift in the future. Some more information about their modernising their lifts. Will be discussed to discuss this further. So, it's been noted. They know there's something wrong. They're doing something about it. It's not solved, fair enough. If they would have solved the problem and give away something, maybe refunded, that would have been better. But then again, if you give one person a refund, you open yourself up and you end up giving refunds out to everyone because they say they're not getting equal treatment. So it is a difficult thing to do. But something like this, acknowledging that the point has been, acknowledging that the problem has happened and that you're on it and you're doing something about it is definitely a good way to go. Okay, what you can do is highlight the positives. So this is a slightly different way of doing things. And what I'd say is use the tips from point 2, but overwhelm the policy. So we're so sorry to hear you've experienced and apologise for this happening. It's very unusual for this to have occurred, in red. Okay. As we've maintained a very high level of service satisfaction experience from our customers, as you can see from the other reviews. So you're making the point that it's a one-off. You do normally have very, very good service. This makes it even more paramount that we will ensure that we get this resolved for you, and we thank you for highlighting this section. Okay. To us, as we always strive to improve on everything we do, because customers such as you help us to be the best we can be. We'll be in touch within 48 hours. So really go through, highlight the positives, especially if you've got other good reviews on there. Draw people's attention to that. If you haven't got any good reviews on there, what else can you do? You can speak about all the happy customers that come in. And say, just today I was speaking to a number of our happy customers. We had a team meeting, and we find it highly irregular as we are always getting positive feedback from our staff and regular tips or whatever it might be. Yeah, draw the attention to that positive. How can you encourage reviews? So this is what TripAdvisor do. Alright, so they've got the little cards which you might have seen that people can use. That's at the Holiday Inn. They're on reception, encouraging people to make a review. Might send this through on an email. It's even got a QR code so you can scan it and do it on your phone. This is a little piece that I think goes in someone's room. So in the room you'll find this on the bedside tab with the Bible and whatnot that you normally get. And they'll be looking to encourage you to do a review, because if you don't ask for them, you don't get them. And when you get a great review, use it in your ads. So this is a good review. Okay, it's not the greatest advert in the world, but it's a good example of using the review. So you can see, I'm fairly new to etsy.com, but ever since opening my shop, I felt right at home. I can talk to other woodworkers from around the world about my furniture and get advice, and I develop and expand my business. So that's an advert for ETSY, which is a website, and you can see it's doing what it needs to do, and there's a testimonial enforcing that, and this guy is just opened a new business, so he wants to grow the business. That's in there, okay? So you're getting the key points across, the key message. You're addressing that person's fears and showing that you can do what they want it to do. You're saying he's quite new, so you're reinforcing that you're going to get results quite quickly. You can talk to other woodworkers, so you're talking about how it works and what it does, and it's only a few lines, but it definitely reinforces the product and shows that it can solve a problem. Here's another example from California Closets. Everything was just perfect and exactly what we wanted. We're already getting another room done. Okay? Really, really high praise. Not as specific, so it hasn't talked about any problems. Hasn't talked about, we were struggling for storage space, couldn't find the right wardrobe to fit our house, why is all of the wardrobes so expensive? But it is a very, very positive one at the same time. So if you do want to go with something, all out positive, you don't really want to have a longer testimonial that talks about solving issues and problems, I'd be inclined to go with something like this. You can put them on your website. Okay, what most people do is they will, we'll talk about it in a sec, but most people will put them just on a testimonial page like this. So again, make sure you've got the picture, make sure you've got where the person's from, make sure you're addressing the problems with the testimonial. If you can do it on video, even better. It is good if you have got video to have a text version next to it, because some people might not want to be streaming videos if they're on Wi-Fi or whatever it might be. So if you have got it typed up, it does work well. Reinforce the points in the red, especially works well. But as I was saying, I think that by now we are beginning to understand what a testimonial is and what makes a good testimonial. But if you are putting you on the website, put them everywhere, alright? Don't just put them on the testimonial page, because you're relying on people going there to see them. So if you're on the Meet the Team page and you've got a testimonial about how friendly and well qualified your team are, get the testimonial on there. If you're offering a free booklet, then put a testimonial next to it saying about how valuable the free booklet is, alright? If you're a gym doing personal training, put a testimonial about the personal training. Don't put a testimonial about the group exercise class, because that's not what the person's interested in. They want to know about the personal training. Therefore, that's what the testimonial should be about. Same at the bottom. Someone's looking at a pair of shoes. Are they going to buy them? Put the testimonial right next to the buy now button. Okay? Reinforce it that they are going to be a good pair of shoes. Use that feedback that you've got and put it next to the buy now button. Okay? Some places will have a dedicated testimonial booklet. So places like physiotherapy, osteotherapy, nurseries, hairdressers, sometimes even restaurants, anywhere really where you've got customers coming in and visiting you, accountants for example, you can have a testimonial booklet, get it produced, sit there on reception and give it people to look at when they come in. And before they even have their meeting, alright, before you've even done any sales, before they've even spoken to anyone, they've got all this reinforcement about what your business is, how it can help them, the sort of stuff that you're doing for them, alright? So a booklet can be a fantastic way to go. Again, if you've got a physical premises, put them on the walls, okay? In the waiting room, in the office, at our office if you can, we've even got some stuff in the bathroom, okay? So, it isn't a nicely framed photo, but we put them wherever we can, and it may lead to other customers giving you one. It may be that it just helps that person who's there to make an extra sale or believe more in your business and what you're trying to do. But it is definitely, definitely worth getting them up there. Direct mail. So we haven't actually looked at direct mail unless you've done the presentations in a different order, but get them in your direct mail, alright? Not just at the bottom, out the way or on the back. Get them at the side, get them in people's eye line, alright? Get them all over it. Make sure you've got the photo in there as well. Just 'cause it's a direct mail piece, don't think it's just got to be text, okay? Be clever with the formatting, make it interesting, get your photos in there. Okay, but by far the best way to get a testimonial is by video, okay? People can see it's real, it's clearly real, there's no chance of it being made up. You haven't just typed it and put a random photo next to it. You can see happy people, see their body language, see the actual tone of the words, not just the words themselves, but how they're spoken. And it makes them, those people want to be as happy as the person giving the testimonial. And here's an example.
Ruth bailed me out today. I wanted to tell you guys I really appreciate everything you done. You dropped everything and come down and took care of this for me. I had water going through the building, and thank goodness the best roofing. You guys helped me out. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So that wasn't the most amazing testimonial, but it does work, okay? You don't need a film crew, you don't need perfection, you just need to show that what you're doing is honest, that it works, and get those key points in there. A testimonial like that on video is far better than a written one that goes into more detail. Here's another example.
My name's Nikki. You'll know who I am if you've been watching my other blogs, but if not, I'm 24 years old and I'm just blogging basically about my lifestyle using Juice Plus and with a clean eating health plan as well. So every Monday I have a training session with my PT, Scott Edmund. Big shout out, Scott. He's really good. I don't think I could ever imagine having a session like now without him. As much as I like going to the gym on my own, I don't know, you just get that push, don't you? So basically, my weigh-in was yesterday. I went down from 64.9 kilograms to 63.3 kilograms, and my body fat, let me just check, 25.2% down to 24.9, so I was really pleased with that result. I had that wedding reception as well, which obviously if you've watched my previous blogs, you'll see how wasted I was. I'm not promoting binge drinking, because I did feel in a bad way. But yeah, so obviously that was like my cheat meal kind of thing. But it just shows you can lose weight, have a cheat meal, live a little, live life. You don't have to just be like plain sailing all the way through. That's just the way I choose to do it. Alright then, I'll keep you tuned next week. Bye!
So, slightly longer testimonial. There's only the one face in there. But again, it's real. That was very detailed. It covered a lot of information that someone going on to Juice Plus or looking to work with that personal trainer might be interested in. But you can see what we're looking for in a good testimonial. So, that's testimonials. Thank you very much for paying attention. Go through, have a look at the assessment, and hopefully you'll get some really, really nice, really fantastic testimonials collected for your business very soon.